Hey guys, we have another coaching client here that we want to share with you their success and what they've done and their journey over the last 6 or 7 months or so since we've connected. I know you guys have been walking through this journey for a while here, but I'm super excited. I'm super proud of you guys because we've seen some big results. At least since we've connected, we've seen some big results and some big turnaround. And I know for you guys, there's been some of that habitual change as well. I know as we walk through that type of stuff, but why don't we start here? Why don't you guys introduce yourself, tell us where you're from, and let's dive into some questions.
Hi, I'm Robin.
I'm Carman. And we started this journey about just under 3 years ago. And we did some stuff on our own. We were led to get out of debt. But about 2/3 of the way through, we run into some troubles, run into some stuff. We realized we still hadn't really changed the way we were thinking about money. And we could see ourselves potentially falling back into that pit again, which we've done over and over for 20 years, together
more,
15. Yeah. So we got into the coaching. We're like, hey, I am not going to fall back in that pit when we come this far. And so, we reached out to you, Mike, and I think you really helped us change our mindset and how we thought about things going forward. And it was like that last little bit of the run with the gazelle trying to get free from the lion. It's like we were getting tired and we were running into, we were going to get caught, right? So you helped us get free, man. So that's awesome.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that. And you mentioned that it's something that has been going on for a while, almost like a cycle. It sounded like over the last 20 years, and if you're like most people, it was probably you got intense and you worked it, you paid off some debt, made some big progress, and then over time it kind of creeped back in.
Yeah,
exactly. Made some progress, got forward, and then creeped back in. Over and over. And like you said, it gets tired after a while. Because we did that ourselves as well. And we used conventional wisdom. That was, conventional wisdom, keep a credit card in the wallet, use a credit card to build a credit score, that type of stuff. And little did we know that the credit card was causing us to fumble at the 5-yard line all the time. Even when we were really focused and working it, what happened was over time, we watched the debt go up. Not down, right? Yeah. And so let me ask you guys this. So you described a bit before of what life was like before you guys kind of got on a game plan and started to walk through the coaching stuff and what we did here. But maybe tell me a bit now about the transition. What's life like now? What's different today than 5, 10, 15 years ago?
Before, I really felt a black cloud following us. And now that cloud is gone. I think we feel a lot freer, a lot happier.
Yeah. We
can actually make plans. Like we said, we're going to Florida here in a couple months, and we are doing it debt-free. Yeah. We're not going into debt to do it. We're planning it. We're cash flowing it. We're able to do that and make it work. It's so liberating. It's like in that black cloud, like, the stress the black cloud gives you, that feels gone.
Oh yeah, that's so awesome. I mean, we were in a hole for so long. We dig partially out, fall back in, dig partially out, fall back in, right? And it's like, I just turned 49, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Happy birthday, by the way.
Thanks. I mean, we are just now putting money in for retirement. Like, talk about starting late. But the reason we did that is because we were just always in that hole, and there was no point in putting some money aside when I'm paying 20% interest on some of this stuff. So we've been living there for so long, and now, like, the light's on, the cloud is gone. We have a plan. We're actually making our money work for us. We feel like we have money. We made good money, but we were so broke all the time.
Yeah.
And now we're not. Now we have money. It's awesome.
Yeah, we were the Joneses. We had a boat. We had a brand new house. We had a car, 3 cars. We had 3 brand new cars. We had a trailer. Like, we were the Joneses, and we lived paycheck to paycheck. It was awful.
Yeah, but it didn't make us happy. Okay,
no, it was awful.
We got a boat again now. We got a boat. We got rid of the big boat. We got a little boat.
Paid cash.
Paid cash. Yeah. And it's funny, you before we hopped on the call here, we were talking a bit about retirement, and you guys, at 49, most people would say, yeah, you're a little late to the game. but it doesn't mean that doesn't mean that you can't save. It doesn't mean that, and that you can't still hit retirement. And I believe when we were walking through coaching here and what that looked like, we still had a goal to get you guys to $1 million, didn't we?
Yeah, we can. I mean, we were spending close to $1,500 a month just to try to service the debt and pay it down slowly. So now we're about to have, as soon as we're done with Baby Step 3, we're going to have $1,500 a month to put into retirement. And $1,500 a month is huge. So funny, instead of my money working for the bank, it's going to actually work for me, for us.
Yeah.
And then, there's still hope. There's still lots of hope. But if we had continued on this cycle for another 5 or 10 years, then that hope would be gone, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. There is still hope. Even if you're later in life, you can still work it. What we're talking about here, essentially, we're talking about principles. And I love that. I love principles because it doesn't matter how old you are, how much money you make or don't make, where you live, your background. Principles work for you when you work them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amen. Yeah.
Yeah. They work for you and they work as you work them. And the cool thing is they don't work for you if you don't work for them. Again, they don't care. You activate them and they work. Now, guys, let me ask you this: why was it important that you guys became debt free?
I mean, mostly that is just having that hope and having a future plan. We felt like we didn't have a plan. We were just running on running on a hamster wheel, over and over, running around in circles and not getting anywhere. And now we don't feel that way. Now we're free. Now we can actually do something and build something and plan something. And
well, I think a lot of it for me is looking at my parents. Like both my parents worked 9 to 5. They're middle class. They worked all their lives. And when they retired, they're low-income seniors. They rent an apartment. They have an apartment in they have to have a subsidized complex.
Yep.
They're living off CPP, and they're low income. And it's just what the government has very little for them. Like my mom needs physiotherapy, and she can't afford it. And there's lots of things like that. And just looking at my parents and thinking we're on that road because. Like I have a pension, but Carman doesn't. He has nothing for retirement, and we've got to change. We've got to do something, or else we're going to end up like my parents. Retirement reality.
But now, I mean, we've got a plan. We can retire, maybe even wealthy almost, if we stick to it. And then even that we can help people too and help them. I mean, we bought them scooters this summer. My mom and her mom.
Yeah.
We found a couple of used scooters, really cheap, really good deals.
Pay cash.
Right? But it's little stuff like that now we can do for our parents and for other people. I guess that's it too, being good stewards of what God's given us and treating it proper and having a plan for it and being able to give to other people and help them change their lives. That's exciting. Right.
I mean, isn't that what we're here for? To be able to have an influence like that, and not just live life for ourselves, but to get to a point where we can really invest in other people, whether that's through giving, whether that's through missions, whatever it is. But what I figured out is when you have $1,500 a month going towards debt, it becomes a little harder to do that.
Yeah. Oh, you can do it. Yeah.
Right. But as opposed to having $1,500 going towards building wealth and, getting to that $1 million mark, which when you think about it, I mean, essentially we're doing this in about 16 years.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, 16 years to become a millionaire. Not bad.
Yeah. Exactly.
Not bad at all. And then that's great opportunity. I tell people all the time that, wealth, if you gain wealth without having a vision for your life, it can become very dangerous.
Yeah.
But it sounds like, when you got vision like the way you guys do, I mean, this is going to be a great opportunity. We call this a legacy, is what you guys are leaving.
Yeah.
So guys, let me ask you this. You guys had the information. You kind of knew what to do. I mean, I tell people all the time, like me coaching you, I'm probably not going to present mind-blowing ideas. I might challenge you. I might come up and really push hard on some other areas. But a lot of the stuff that we teach you, get on a budget, get out of debt, save some money. It's kind of like, everyone knows that, but no one seems to be doing it. no one seems to be able to activating it. But what did coaching do for you guys specifically?
Sure.
It really, well, one of the reasons I think that's very important that you bring that up, because one of the reasons we sought out a coach is because we've been stuck on this hamster wheel, constantly getting in debt, getting out of debt, getting in, we finally had this opportunity. Well, as you knew, we were about to blow it because we had money and we were about to go further into debt with that money to do a business venture. And we really needed coaching to help us change our mindset, to understand what does debt do? What does, how should we really be treating money? Where should we really be going with it? Yeah. And we really needed help just to change our mindset on that. And with you, thank you. You've actually put us on the right path, and we're debt free. Because early.
I think so many people go back to conventional wisdom, and I had that too.
Yeah.
I can add numbers really fast in my head, and I can look at the numbers and look at the interests, and I can come up with the scenarios. And I thought I was smart with money, but obviously not, right? Because we were still here, and that's the problem. I was always trying to work the angles, and even when we were in debt, I'd like use one credit card to move on to another one at the low interest. And you think you're doing stuff smart, it's not. That's the problem. That's world smart, and we kind of recognize that. And that's, I think, what brought us to you is we really felt we were about to go down that road, and we really felt God say, like, no. And then at that point, we're like, okay, well, what are we going to do? And we reached out to you, and we just changed our whole, it really kind of flipped our mindset. And we were going through some of the right things, but we hadn't changed the way we thought. We hadn't changed the goals, the long-term plan. And let's face it, the simple building blocks, you got to break it down to simple things like do this, then do this, then do this. And like you guys have got a plan. It's a plan that works. It's a plan that's proven. And instead of trying to do it my way, which hadn't worked for years, let's do it a way that's proven to actually work. And it has,
Yeah.
Because we were doing some of the stuff, we paid down maybe half the debt. We still didn't have an emergency fund. So when something goes wrong, what would happen? Right back on a credit card, right? And that's that cycle again.
You're back.
So it's fundamental things that we just hadn't quite figured out on our own, right? So yeah, thank you.
No, that's awesome. And you're absolutely right. Conventional wisdom, it has some of the right information, but it misses a lot of it. Like you said, and the first thing we said, we got to get some money put aside, or else life is going to happen and you'll be back in debt, and it'll knock you off. And because this is more about mindset, habits, and behaviors than it is about the mathematics, we've got to take it from that angle, not the 1 + 1 = 2 - 3. That stuff doesn't really work long term. And so when it comes to the mindset stuff, and I know when we originally talked, I remember that talk because I was driving on the 401 and I was thinking, oh no, these guys are in trouble. If they do what we had originally talked about you guys doing, I was like, oh no. And so to have you guys come through and start to work through that, I knew we had a big challenge, but at the same time, I knew there was a lot of potential with what you guys were doing, which is great. Now, guys, let me ask you this. Who would you recommend coaching for? Is it for everybody? Is it for just the wealthy? Is it for just the broke? Who does coaching fit for?
Everybody.
So here, we said my situation. So I'm 49, but there's still hope. There's still time. And I can retire and I'm a millionaire. We're looking at it and it can be done. But it's like, can you imagine if I was 29? Can you imagine if I was 18?
Deca right? Millionaire.
But then let's go the other way too. What if you're 60 and you're facing that? Well, man, you really need to get on that plan because it's like but it could still be done. You could still get control of your money before it controls you. So yeah, it's for everybody. Everybody.
Awesome. Good stuff. Yeah. Now that you guys, let's spill the beans. You've kind of already done it. Now that you're debt free, what's next?
Well, the retirement and the house.
Well, we're looking at downsizing the house.
Yep.
And paying that off in 15 years.
Or less.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have a plan for that. And then we're going to we are planning to save $1 million in 15 years before retirement so that we can retire comfortably. And I guess short term, we want to go meet Dave Ramsey. So we're going to a conference in Florida.
So
Love it.
That's short term.
That's the bit of the cheat there, but you got to celebrate a little bit.
Hey, why not? You got to celebrate the milestones. I mean, all the time. You got to do it.
I'm eating rice and beans the whole time.
No, you're not. You guys deserve to give yourselves a trip there and a pat on the back. I mean, you're debt free. Let me ask you guys this: what advice would you give to someone who wants to win with money? Maybe they're like you and they've kind of done this yo-yo thing, kind of rat in the wheel. Paid off a little bit of debt, have gone further back. Paid off a little bit of debt, gone further back. Or maybe they're just new to this thing. What advice would you give to someone that's like, hey, I want to win with money. We don't want to live in debt. We want to build wealth. What do we do?
Definitely start with the emergency fund, because I do think that's super important, so that when something happens, you don't have to rely on debt to dig you out of that hole.
Yeah.
And I think having that little blanket, like even the $1,000, having that little blanket of security available, I think that would be a big help for anybody.
Yeah, you got to break the cycle.
Yeah.
But I just say the whole plan. I mean, if you've been wrestling with money and you've done it for more than 10 years, then your way doesn't work. Let it go. Get a coach, find out the baby steps, whatever. Get on the plan. It works. Quit doing it your way. It's not going to work. You've proved that.
Yes, you've proven it doesn't work.
Pride, right? And say, okay, what do I actually want, right? And then once you get on that plan and get some community behind you too, right? Join some groups, whatever. Get some community behind you. Get a coach, an accountability coach, because that's it. You need somebody to help walk you through this. If it was easy to do on your own, then everybody'd be wealthy. That's not the case. Yeah. So get the help you need, get the people around you need, and then do the plan and don't quit trying to do your way.
Yeah. Yeah, good point. Stop trying to do it your way. If your way, was it Albert Einstein that said that if you do the same thing but expect different results? Was that Albert? That's the definition of insanity.
I think it was Albert Einstein. Yeah, it's insanity.
Yeah, so, that's insanity.
Yeah, we kept doing the same thing. It wasn't working.
Yeah. No, it's so true. And it works in every industry, whether it's what we're doing in wealth, building wealth and getting out of debt, or if it's in health and fitness, I mean, I could do, when I have a personal trainer, I'm at my healthiest.
Yeah.
Because there's someone I'm accountable to. There's someone that I got to wake up at 6 a.m, whatever it is, 5 a.m, head to the gym, and they're going to, beat my butt, and get me in shape, get me where I want to go. And the cool thing is they're not attached to me emotionally. They're not attached to that. They see that, they're way up here, 50,000 foot overview. They can see the whole picture, and they say, Mike, I know what you got to do. Follow the plan.
Yeah.
And you will be, you want the results, follow the plan, you get the results.
Yeah. Yeah. It really is that simple, right?
Yeah.
It is.
It is.
Yeah. I love it. Now, what would you guys tell if you were to talk to the 20-year-old version of yourself or the 30-year-old version of yourself, the younger person of yourself, what would you tell them?
Don't ever borrow money from anybody for any reason whatsoever. It doesn't matter. Just save for stuff, buy stuff as you need it, put money in the bank. Wow. I can't imagine. I wish I could hand all this knowledge to my 20 or 30-year-old self.
Here's the baby steps.
We would be
follow them.
Yeah, we would be multimillionaires right now. I mean, 20 years. We said we could do $1 million at 15. Mm-hmm. So in a 29-year-old me could be multimillionaire already, retired at 49.
Mm-hmm.
It's that.
Hold on, wait. Did you say retired at 49?
You would be if I'd have started at 29. 20 years, I could be retired right now with multi-million-dollar in the bank, probably 2 or 3 million. You put an extra 5 years on, you'd grow it to 2. With a good interest, you would. So,
So you're saying freedom? I mean, you'd be doing life on your terms.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you will be doing life on your terms.
We will.
Yeah. I love it. Well, guys, we've already spilled the beans, but let's go through and do this. You guys are debt free. How much debt have we paid off? Share with everybody here what we've done. What you guys?
We started with $156,000 in debt 3 years ago.
Dang. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, we paid a lot of it. We had some help with God with some of it, but here we are under 3 years later, and we're debt free, and we've got money in the bank. On our way to having a three-month emergency fund. We're well on the way. It's so awesome. So much.
I love it. Is there stress? Is there anxiety around the money anymore?
No. That's what's beautiful too. We used to worry about money. We used to fight about money. We don't anymore. Now it's like, hey, let's sit down and look at the budget. Oh, that's really good. It's fun. It's actually exciting to look at what we can build instead of what we have to pay, right?
That's funny. Him saying looking at the budget's fun. That's funny.
Yeah. He's the nerd.
Carman, you're the free spirit.
I'm the free spirit. It's weird. She's the spender and I'm the saver. We're like totally messed up, but it works.
I love it. Hey, I love it. It's like my house too. I'm the free spirit. My wife's the nerd. She's the spender. I'm the saver.
Well, really, that is the same. That's kind of funny.
Yeah. But that's awesome. So let's do this, guys. You are debt free. Let's celebrate because things like this are worth celebrating. Let's do our living the dream. We're living the dream. I'm going to count it down. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Right. Are you ready?
We're ready.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. We're living the dream. I love it, guys. That's awesome. Good stuff. Awesome. Hey guys, Mike Croft here. Did you see that? $150,000 paid off in just 3 years, making an average income. I'm absolutely excited for Carman and Robin, and I love their dream screen. Hey, got a couple questions for you. Are you stuck? Are you where you want to be in life right now? Maybe you're like Carman and Robin, where you've struggled at this for 5, 10, 15, maybe even 20 years, and you haven't moved forward here. Are you where you want to be? Are you ready for what's next? If you've answered yes to both these questions, I want to invite you to come and book a call on our calendar. Head over to moneycoachmike.com/call, where you can book a time with myself and one of my team members, and we can get you on the call. And here's the point of the call: to get you clarity around what's not working in your finances. If we can help move you forward, we'll show you how. And if we can't, we're going to get you connected to another resource that can help get you moving forward with your finances. All right, so if you're ready to move forward here, if you realize that you're not going to get transformation in a book or a TED Talk, that you're looking for a real life solution, head over to moneycoachmike.com/call, and we would love to get on the phone with you and show you how we can help move you forward and move you forward fast. moneycoachmike.com/call.